In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some tips I wish I knew 10 years ago when I started growing my natural hair. We'll be making some flaxseed gel while I share the tips, and the flaxseed gel is going to be used as a pre-poo before I wash my hair, but I'm not going to focus on sharing the entire process for making the flaxseed gel. Instead, this video is going to focus on the tips I'm about to share. Let's get into it. 10 years ago, natural hair was relatively new. I had to learn a lot of things from scratch. I had to learn about hair. I had to learn about products for natural hair. I had to go around from place to place looking for the right product and the right ingredients and the right hair tools for my own type of natural hair. I followed a lot of routines. I bought a lot of products. I wore all manner of hairstyles and I experienced a lot and learned so much. But what I didn't realize is back then, a lot of natural hair advice sounded good, but it was secretly causing damage because most of those advice were not for my low porosity, kinky, coily type of natural hair. So it took quite some time to learn a lot of the things that I learned, but it got to a point where my hair growth was just not moving the way I wanted it to move. My hair length would simply not go past my shoulders, and it remained this way for a long time. I wish someone would have told me back then that my haircare routine did not have to be so complicated. One of the biggest mistakes I made was thinking that more steps in my haircare routine meant better care. So I had a lot of oils, a lot of leave-ins. I was doing a lot of techniques. I was following a new routine every week. But what I have since learned is that the simpler you keep things and the more efficient things are, the faster you will see results and the better your result will be. So I came up with a very simple haircare routine that helped me to grow my hair not only longer but thicker and faster within a very short time. That routine can be found in my 30-day hair growth challenge. I'm going to link it in the description box and the pinned comment. So if you're struggling with hair growth or stunted growth, you will need to check that out and you need to get it immediately. The results are 100% guaranteed and it works very well for natural and relaxed hair. The second thing I wish I knew is that length retention has absolutely nothing to do with how fast your hair grows. Now, the truth that nobody explains clearly, especially when you first start growing hair, is that your hair growth rate can be very slow and it can be very fast. There are people who have started growing natural hair long after I did, but their hair is now way longer than mine. What separates people with length from people without it is how much hair they keep. And over the years, I have made the mistake of over manipulating my hair, and because of this, my hair was growing, but it was also breaking a lot, snapping a lot, and I simply wasn't able to retain length. So as soon as I understood that I did not have a hair growth problem because hair always grows, I had a retention problem. I stopped chasing length and I started protecting the little length that I was growing, and I started working towards keeping that length, and that is when everything changed. Yet another tip I wish I knew is that most protective styles are only protective for the scalp and not the ends of the hair. The ends of the hair are the oldest part of the hair, and they are the part of the hair that tend to break off and cut off very fast, giving the impression that your hair is not getting longer. So styles like braids, wigs, twists with added extensions, yes, they will protect the scalp, but the ends, if those styles are left in for too long without moisturizing, they are just dry, you are neglecting the entire hair, rubbing against fabric, or putting the style and the hair under tension every time, then my hair was just suffering and your hair will also be suffering. So the only time a style is protective is when my ends remain moisturized, sealed, tucked away, and left alone. So this is a reminder to you, if you like styles with extensions and you are constantly reinstalling or refreshing these styles, it's really not protection, it's stress. Protective styles may not really grow hair. Lowering the amount of manipulation and the amount of tension on your hair is what's going to grow your hair and help you retain length. You can't oil your way out of dry hair. This is a very important one because there was a time that oils were promoted as a hair growth magic product. We had people applying these oils to their hair and scalp without any form of moisture beforehand. I've also done this in the past and it was very unhelpful because my hair felt very dry. The hair broke even when I was using what was supposed to be helping me with growth and retention, and I would just see the oil sitting on the hair strands instead of penetrating. Once I learned to moisturize properly with water and with good leave-in conditioners before applying the oil to seal in the moisture, my hair stopped feeling very dry all the time. It stopped feeling brittle, and it actually stopped breaking a lot. So if you're struggling with this and you feel like no matter how much oil you use, you are just not able to retain length and your hair is breaking, then you need to reanalyze and you need to start using more moisturizers before you apply that oil. Another thing I wish I knew sooner, and this is actually one of the very important ones, is that the scalp does not need constant stimulation. Most times you just need to leave your scalp alone. It's not every scalp issue that needs more oil, more scratching, or more massages. Sometimes you just need to leave the scalp alone. Over oiling the scalp can clog the follicles. Over massaging can cause inflammation. And I learned that a calm scalp grows hair better than overworked one. This is what I learned, and I stopped doing my hair every day. I stopped doing oil massages every day, and I started to leave my hair for long periods of time. Sometimes I will leave my hair up to a week without touching her. This is also called hair fasting or hair fast. I can learn more about this in my 30-day hair growth challenge, link in my bio and the pinned comment. And my last but not least point, I learned that consistency was the real secret. This is important because sometimes it can be hard sticking with that very simple routine you have when you are seeing all over the internet that if you use this one, you will get results even faster. Nobody wants to hear this part, but it's the truth. Hair growth isn't dramatic. It can be very boring, and the people with long healthy hair are not doing anything extreme. They're actually just doing the same little things over and over and over consistently. So the real thing I had to master was how to stick with the simple routine I had instead of being tempted to try every new thing that came out every other day. Once I mastered this, I was able to see consistent results, and I have not changed since I started to do this. So if you can relate to any of these tips, or if you have more you would like to add, leave them in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Everybody, please give this video a thumbs up to help with engagement, to help YouTube to recommend this video to more people that need content like this. There are people out there trying to grow their hair who are still making these mistakes because they don't know any better. My returning subscribers, thank you so much for joining me for another video. New subscribers and new viewers who are just finding my channel, thank you so much for watching. Everybody give this video a thumbs up. I already said that, to help with engagement. I will see you in my next video.